Now we'll check back in with the East Texas Storm Team. All hands are on deck tonight as severe weather is expected. John, how are things looking so far?
Well, so far it's been pretty quiet in East Texas. We have had some strong storms earlier this afternoon. Some pea-sized hail fell from those, but they did not become severe. However, we're not out of the woods because we do have severe storms expected. Overnight, these will be moving in from the west, where right now they're developing in central Texas, and that'll be followed by an unseasonably cold front that'll be coming through during the late afternoon and evening tomorrow night. Some frost, a late season frost, is actually possible Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So if you've got any tender vegetation, you need to take care of that. And then the next rain will be coming, but not before next weekend. So at least we get a chance to have a few dry days and see some sunshine and some cool temperatures. Well, we are doing our team coverage tonight, and Marcus Bagwell, chief meteorologist, is in with us tonight. Marcus, some folks, especially those that might live in, say, a mobile home, will have to have a little bit of a quandary. COVID-19 practices our social distancing, but they also need to take shelter from the storms. What advice do you have for them?
Yeah, that's exactly right, John. This threat here that we're dealing with, not just along with the virus, but also with the severe weather threat, it's so important to make sure that you are taking the proper steps to protect yourself on both sides of this. So we just want to kind of introduce some different ways to make sure that you are prepared ahead of those storms. First of all, in general, for everybody, it's so important with this being an overnight event to have a couple of different ways to get weather information. East Texas Storm Team app, a great way, but a NOAA weather radio, an even greater way to get weather alerts right to your home. I set this up for our family right before I left to come in for us here for this evening in the event that we do get a warning issue. Another thing to note is that you do need to seek shelter when necessary. If you're in a mobile home, if you usually go to a neighbor's house or a friend's house down the road, you probably still need to exercise that, but still doing so within the CDC guidelines, if at all possible, with that social distancing. It's important to do that, but your safety is also very important when a severe storm does come through. Finally, you just want to have basic items nearby. That includes having some water, maybe having your shoes nearby, also flashlight in case you lose electricity. Having all of this is just kind of a good way just for more preparation as we anticipate these stronger thunderstorms to come into play. And John, these storms, when they move in, certainly have the potential to turn severe in the early morning hours.
They certainly do, Marcus. Thank you very much for that good advice. And of course, you'll be keeping an eye on the storms as the overnight gets to us and we see those storms approach. 71 degrees right now as we check out Nacogdoches. Streets remain dry, but should get wet later on tonight. We've had a lot of moisture moving in during the day as those dew points have come up into the 70s over parts of central Texas, 60s elsewhere. And of course, that's the fuel that feeds these thunderstorms. Along with that, we got some pretty good heating today with temperatures making it into the 70s behind a warm front up to the I-20 corridor, still in the 60s there off to the north, but we do still have a cluster of some showers, thunderstorms that came through earlier. They're up into Arkansas now, but look at the development going on back in the central portions of the state. That's going to be approaching East Texas as we get into the wee hours of the morning, so keep an eye on that and find a way, as Marcus said, to wake up should we get any kind of alerts issued. As we go on into Sunday morning early, those storms will be approaching there before 4 o'clock. They'll move on through by 6 and 8, and then after that they'll move on toward the east, and that strong cold front comes in late in the afternoon, clears things out pretty quickly, and we'll have some pretty chilly days, and again a potential for a late season frost coming up there at midweek. So keep that in mind if you've got some tender vegetation you need to protect. After the thunderstorm Sunday, we're going to have lots of sunshine with those cool temperatures, chance of rain coming in for the weekend. Same thing for Deep East Texas. You'll have those storms moving in during the overnight as well, and then enjoy some sunshine for the rest of the week. Kara?
Good to know. And if you haven't downloaded the East Texas Storm Team app, make sure you do so. It's a good resource to have in a night like this.